Well, ho, ho, ho. Where? Anyway, hello, all you information lovers out there, information and conversationalists. Glad to have. Will you be quiet? Sorry. Ay, ay, ay. Anyway, we're off to a glorious start. Hello, all you folks out there in internet land that love good conversation and great information. My name is Brian Trippett. I am the Front Porch Conservative, and welcome to the Newsroom, that Tuesday night thing we do where we get together, we talk about the news, we give our views, and we try to make sense out of this crazy thing that we call life. My name is Brian Trippett. I am the Front Porch Conservative. Sometimes I'm known as the wise guy in the wide brim. On occasion, I'm called the common man with common sense. But in this moment, as always, above all else, I am known as your host. We are on Rumble, we are on Twitter, and we are on that quaint little alternative social media platform known as YouTube. So please do me some favors as always. If you're not subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and do so. Also, while you're at it, hit the thumbs up button tonight and leave a comment in chat. It really does help push this thing out there, and we'll take all the help we can get. Anyway, also share the link around with your friends. Remember to hit the bell for notifications, and let's do this thing. All right, let's see who all is here on a chilly Tuesday night. Well, the OG Wingnuts are assembled on Rumble. I know that's for sure because they've been popping in memes. Yes, indeed. Let the pate begin. That is right. That is so right. Now all we need is a proper host. Well, you've got a proper host. Well, now wait a minute. What is this? What? The abuse I take. I tell you, folks, the abuse I take. No respect. Don't get no respect. All right, let's see who else is here. Let's see. Salty's in the house. Oh, Lord, Salty. I don't know with you. Let's see who else is here. Gypsy's in the house this evening. Mwah. Good evening, girl. Glad to have you here. Let's see. Who else is here? Who else? AH Summertime. Good evening. Glad to have you here. Cool. All right. Let's see who else here. Pate. Good evening. How are you? By the way, not that they're paying me for this, but you will notice the this place. If you ever go through St. Clair, Ohio, may I recommend this wonderful little restaurant, Melman's Cafeteria. It is probably some of the best food you'll ever eat. So just like I said, they're not paying me. I happen to pick out the mug because I like it. But yeah, that place is family owned. Some of the finest food you'll ever eat. And seriously, you just pick up a tray, pick up your utensils, you go through a cafeteria line, and oh my gosh, the food's extraordinary. If ever friends of mine are traveling, they say, "Hey, I'm going through this area. Where do you think I'll stop and eat?" I will always give them Melman's. So there you go. Oh, well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it very much. What is in your mug, Brian? What is in my mug is tea. Tea, yes. No, St. Clair. I wouldn't call St. Clair podunk. No, there are no Somalis cooking at Melman's Cafeteria. There are no Somalis cooking in Melman's Cafeteria. My goodness. Oh, goodness me. Well, I mean, look. Okay, let me kind of back this up for a second. Well, no, Sexta Claus. Well, okay, that's a little bit much, but okay. Hello, Sean. Glad to have you in the house, my brother. And as always, check out this dude's channel. This guy is one of the hardest working men in social media. By all means, check him out. He's usually streaming about 5 or 6 nights a week around 10 p.m. Eastern. You can find him on Rumble. He does also stream on that quaint little alternative social media platform known as YouTube. But more often than not, you can find him on Rumble. And let me tell you something. His channel is growing by leaps and bounds. you need to check him out. If for no other reason, you've got to laugh. If you need a good laugh, then you need to be following Third Railify. Goodness me, yes. Oh, let's see. Who else is here? No, I think that about covers everybody for right now, but the rest of them will start floating in slowly but surely. Yeah, that's what I said. My God, Sexta Claus. It's just, well, on the other hand, if you got it, you got it. Anyway, good to have y'all here tonight. We've got a slew of memes, got some topics to get into. And I think I found, well, I should say I found it. I think our audience members have found something that explains why it is, or the difference between folks on the political left and folks on the political right. Wait a minute, wait, really? Really? That is fantastic. That is absolutely, that's great. In all of Rumble and number 8 in Canada. Brother, that is tremendous. I am proud of you. And I'm serious. I'm genuinely serious. That is great. Because I know how hard you and Gina and everybody else who works on that channel goes at it. And hey, to be ranked number 8 out of all Rumble channels up in Canada, and actually for all the channels on Rumble total, that's not bad. That's great. So a cap tip to you. So that is truly amazing, my friend. Congratulations on all the hard work. Well, okay, we will check it out. Well, hang on. I'm gonna just check it out right now. Let me just one moment, please. One moment. Yeah, here it is. Hang on. We'll pop this up here right now. Blown away by Third Railify's 2025 Rumble stats. Top 581 globally, number 8 in Canada. 36,000 hours watched with insane growth. Never saw this coming. Massive thanks to all of our chat fam and Rumble video for making it all possible. You all rock. Dude, that's great. That is absolutely great. Congratulations, sir. Congratulations. And I'm going to, for the benefit of everybody, if they want to share this around, and I hope that they do, I'm going to drop this in on the Rumble side, and I'm going to drop this on the YouTube side. Yeah, by all means, friends, share this around, because that is deserving of some serious kudos. Again, hats off to you, my brother. That is just amazing. I'm very happy for you, very proud of you. Yeah, you do. I mean, really, your channel, and I'm not just saying this either, your channel is a load of fun to watch. I don't always get the chance to do it, but gosh, I love tuning in, because you just never know what's going to happen when you guys do a live stream. It could be just about all kinds of crazy. And in these days, when we all need some laughs and some fun, your channel serves a very, very important function. So congratulations to you, sir. All that hard work. It is amazing. It is amazing. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Let's have some fun of our own. Anyway, I was saying a moment ago, people have been trying to figure out the difference between the political left and the political right when it comes to social media. Well, somebody sent me something that I think pretty well sums up the real difference, and it goes like this. And I'll just leave this right up here for the moment and let you guys ponder this. The funny thing is, though, I think I've seen that monkey before, but I can't remember where exactly. A little bit frightening. Oh, that tea is good. That tea is very good. The left can't meme because the left is the meme. So there you go, folks. If you're wanting an explanation for why it is, no, wait a minute. I said hello to Patty, or I thought I did. Hang on, did I miss Patty? I didn't think I did. Hold on. Hello, my dear. Glad to see you. Glad to see you. Did I miss anything else? I didn't think I did. Okay, my apologies. My apologies. My apologies, but no, Miss Pate is here. We are glad to have her as always. But yeah, here's a really good explanation for why things are the way they. No, I don't think the monkey is that old, and I don't. And if it was that old, I don't. I don't remember. I don't remember the monkey in that Ronald Reagan movie smoking a cigarette. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, just to get it straight. Anyway, moving right along. You know, there are some. I'm sorry, gentlemen, let's be honest. There are just some jokes you should not play on your significant other, be it your wife, your girlfriend, or whatever, but especially this time of the year. I mean, no matter how funny you think the joke is going to be, and it might very well be just that funny, you got to remember something. You're going to have to live with her after it's all over with, okay? That said, check out what this guy did to his significant other. And oh boy, that's all I'm saying is, oh boy.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh no! Oh my god! Oh my god! Ah! Oh no!
Fellas, look, do what you want, but it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. I mean, it's funny, but remember, you pull this kind of a trick, you got to live with her. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I'm sorry. That one's just not worth the risk. That's just now. However, this next one might very well be that lady getting revenge on her man. Okay. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, folks, check this one out. Yeah, just remember, gentlemen, she can get even with you, and that might be one of the ways that she does it. I'm not saying, but I'm just saying. Yikes. Now, what do you get someone for Christmas? Hard to figure, but someone gave me an idea today. This apparently was the silver market at about high noon. Yikes. Well, hello, ho 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 to you, young lady. Not that you're a ho ho ho. We do not at all think that you are a ho ho ho. Not in the slightest, darling. There are many things that we would refer to you as. We will never refer to you as a ho or a ho ho ho. No, absolutely not. But glad to have you here this evening, and to you too. Yeah, someone sent this to me a little bit earlier today. Yeah, silver got up to like above $60 at one point today. So if you're looking for something to give to somebody, this might not be a bad idea for a gift. So there you go. Let's see. We are not hoes. We might be ho ho hoing, but we not hoes. I never said that you were hoes. There's a lot of things I can say about you, TBA, but I never call you hoe. You and me both. You and me both, sister. Oish. All right, what else do we have going on here? And by the way, look, it might be the Christmas season and we're all in the spirit of giving and being kind to each other and all that. However, don't let your guard down. Watch out for people who are trying to scam you. I mean, for example, you could be like this poor fellow. He got scammed by a Somali immigrant. I mean, my goodness. Poor guy. And he's a Nigerian prince and getting scammed online by a Somali. It's terrible. Terrible what's going on these days. Absolutely awful. So look, be on your guard. Don't just be on your guard. That's all I'm saying. Oh, what else have we got here? Oh, by the way, we've been trying to give folks ideas for Christmas gifts, and we've come across a new one. We had mentioned some books that you could buy for relatives. Well, we came across a board game, and it's actually an update on a very old one. It goes something like this. It's called Cartel Boat. I think the old version of it was called Battleship, but you guys get the idea. I mean, apparently you call off certain coordinates, and if your cartel boat happens to be in that area, well, you could get your cartel boat sunk if you're not careful. So be on the lookout for this in toy store. I think Milton Bradley might have a hand in manufacturing this. So if you're out Christmas shopping or trying to figure out a board game to get for maybe someone between the ages of like 10 and 14, this might not be a bad idea. I mean, I'm just saying, really a good idea, I think. So be on the lookout for it, but it's a good one. All right, what else do we have here? Let's see. Okay. Forgive me, folks, because I'm going to do something that hopefully is going to keep me out of trouble. If the lady is watching this live stream, and I know you are right now, for the next several memes, you might want to not pay attention to this because a word is going to be used that you do not enjoy. Okay. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I don't know. What is it? Did you send me a meme that has to do with ladies and anatomical items? I mean, I don't know. What are you referring to? I don't know. What is this? Apparently you've sent me something. I don't know what it is. All right, resend it and let me take a look at it. Sorry about that. Apparently I missed it in the show prep. So look up in the chat. All right, one moment, folks. One moment. Looking. Oh, I think I found it. One moment, folks. Your host has to take a moment here and just resent all three. Okay. One moment, please. Oh, TBA. This is so. Hang on. God, you are awful. Just awful. Oh, that's funny. Okay. All right, TBA. All right. I tell you what. Let me get through the next few memes that I've got in mind, and then we'll take a look at these. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying a moment ago, this message is for the lady. There are going to be some memes that I use that have a word in them that you are not particularly fond of. And for the sake of not offending you, I would ask that for the next few minutes, you sort of like maybe turn away. I will let you know when it's safe to come back in, but I just want you to know that this word is about to be used. Therefore, I'm giving a warning. Ah, the pit crew stopped by. Hello, hello. How are you? I'll get to that in a moment. I'm just giving her fair warning before this gets started. Hello, pit crew in Cincinnati. Love y'all. Love y'all. Love y'all. All right. Anyway, you ever heard the expression that no, the word is not boobs, for heaven's sake. Oh, you stop it. Anyway, you've always heard the expression, man, if they ever write a dictionary, they're going to put you right beside of the word because you are the living description of it. Well, for Tim Walls, they may have found a place exactly where to put him in the dictionary. I'm not saying, but I'm just saying. For some strange reason, somebody thought it was a good idea to take this word, this definition, and his picture and put them together. I have no idea why. I just seem to think that, somebody thought it was a good idea. And apparently, it's beyond the question of putting Tim Walls in the dictionary. People are ready to use this particular word. The word is, they're ready to use this word frequently where he is concerned. As a matter of fact, the people of Minnesota, given all the political corruption scandals right now, apparently they're lining up in earnest to be able to use this word with regard to Governor Tim Walz. Yeah. Line forms around the block and down the road and into the next area code. People are definitely lining up to tell Tim Walz what they think of him, and they have one particular word on their mind when they want to talk to him. I'm not saying, buddy, you got that right. He is really popular right now. Ridiculously popular, for that matter. Oh my gosh. Matter of fact, these people are, I've heard it said recently that the citizens of Minnesota are strongly suggesting that he give up his political career and maybe go back to what was once one of his first loves. Apparently, Tim Walz got bit by the acting bug a long time ago. Well, people in Minnesota are saying, hey, we've heard that Hollywood is calling your name. They may even have a part for you in that legendary TV show South Park. I think they've got a character in mind for him. I don't know if he's going to go for it or not, but people seem to think that this wouldn't be a bad idea. Maybe Tim Walz ought to audition for this character on South Park. I don't know. Seems like it's a very popular suggestion. That's all I know. Very popular suggestion indeed. So, anywho, I tell you, I would not want to be Tim Walz right now. Oh, by the way, you might be right, Gypsy. You might be absolutely right. You might be absolutely right. Oh, by the way, they've come out with another one of those Franklin the Turtle books. Again, if you're still looking for gift items for younger members of your family, there is a new Franklin the Turtle book that has come out. And I don't know if Tim Walz is getting paid for this or not, but frankly, if I were him and he didn't get paid, I'd be asking for a renegotiated contract. I mean, if they're going to use his likeness and image anyway, why is he not getting paid? I mean, it seems kind of reasonable to me, but I don't know. I don't know, folks. Maybe he ought to think about it. So, okay, to This message is for the lady. We are done with those particular memes that use that particular word that you do not like. So if you turned away for a few moments, you are now at liberty to tune back in. We are past the memes that use that word that you do not like. Hey, look, guys, look, I'm trying to keep peace in my relationship with the lady. And, I know that some things bother her more than others. This is one of those areas I'm trying to be respectful to the woman in my life. There you go. Yes, that is absolute. She does not like that word particularly for various reasons. So, out of respect to her, I try my best to stay out of it. Oh, goodness me, goodness me. Oh, by the way, speaking of Tim Walls, I got sent a really, really good cartoon. And you've always heard it said that that some things just speak for themselves. I'm just putting this up here because this is just too daggone good. I mean, seriously, this is absolute. I mean, for people who live out in Minnesota, and I know we've got some Midwestern folks as far as Ohio, but if we ever come across some um, the fact that we've come across, some stuff like this, yeah, this cartoon is absolutely great. Absolutely great. Well, look who just stopped by. The inestimable Christian Watson. The fact you found someone's inspiring and nice front porch makes me think I also have hope somewhere in my life. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Absolutely, sir. It will happen. It will happen indeed. And good evening to you. A tip of the cap in your general direction. So there you go. All right. What else do we have here? Oh, by the way, um, by the way, all these missile strikes we're doing on all these drug boats out in the Caribbean. Look, there's a lot of reasons why we need to rethink doing this. But above all else, there's one big reason. We're not even thinking about the environmental impact. No, I mean, seriously. Here you have all these boats running around in the Caribbean. They're coming up from Venezuela. We're doing these missile strikes, destroying these boats. We have no idea what the environmental impact is. I mean, for example, how do we know what the cocaine is or is not doing to the sharks? I mean, seriously. I mean, look at this guy. He's just, yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, we got some serious crackhead fishes. It's terrible, I say, terrible. So personally, I think we need to rethink this whole missile strike on the drug boats, because you'd have no idea what this cocaine is doing to the aquatic life. We are harming the environment. Really, we are harming our environment. It's just plain awful, daggone it. All right. I said that I would. TBA sent me some last minute memes. I said that I would put them up here, and I am a man of my word. I do. I remember Cocaine Bear. I absolutely remember Cocaine Bear. But anyway, I said that I would put these memes up here, and we'll start off with the most basic of the three. A lot of people make fun of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's intelligence. I think that is grossly unfair. It really is. I mean, after all she's trying to do is watch out for everyone's best interest. For example, during the debate on the ban of TikTok, all she wanted to make sure of was that people would be able to know what time of day it is. That's all. That is all. So, yeah, I think all this bashing of AOC's intelligence, grossly unfair. And you know what? We need to give the woman some respect, some absolute respect. Well, you got to start wondering. I mean, the cocaine's hitting the water. You know, let's see. Now, you know what? I'm just going to let this one speak for itself. Yeah, buddy, we're going to pray for you. That's all I'm saying. We'll pray for you. Personally, I think you could have taken a better picture, or maybe it's better to say you could have taken a picture that would protect you, but you didn't. So, whatever happens from here, my friends, you get what you get, and it is what it is. Just saying. All right, one more. People ask me all the time, why are you so interested in British politics? Or how do I want to put this? They say, can you give me at least 2 reasons why I should be interested in British politics? Well, you know what? Okay, here are 2 reasons. I don't know if they're the best reasons you should be interested in British politics, but you asked me for 2 reasons why you should start paying attention to what goes on in the UK. Well, there you go. There you go. Now I'm going to get so much grief after this live stream is over with, let me tell you. All right. Much thanks as always to TBA, to WWG1, to Salty Old Fart, to everybody involved with the supply, with the supply and the laughter and the chuckles that these memes bring. And as always, if you find a meme or a story, which by the way, Gypsy, you sent me something earlier today about a college professor. I don't know what happened to it. It's gone off my Twitter page. I was going to use it tonight and I could not find it. But my point being, perfect example. Gypsy sent me something. She found a story that she thought, hey, let's talk about this. If you have a story or a meme, hey, right down here, there's my Twitter handle. Either tag me on Twitter, shoot me a direct DM. Host reserves the right to use or not use what you provide, but more often than not, as evidenced by the last 3 memes the TBA provided, they find their way up on the screen. So if you've got a story or a meme, hey, tag me on Twitter, send me a DM, and we'll see what we can do about putting it up there for you and see if we can provide some laughs or thoughtful commentary to whatever it is you bring to the porch. So greatly appreciated. Now let's get into some news items tonight. All right. There is continued fallout over this young man who was arrested last Wednesday or Thursday last week. And he is the alleged J6 pipe bomb suspect. Now, notice I use the word alleged. Now, you might sit there and say to yourself, well, yeah, Front Porch, of course you use the word alleged. We always use the word alleged because we presume innocence until guilt is proven. Okay, well, that's a fair point, but that's not necessarily why I'm using the word alleged in this case, although it does apply. The reason that I'm using the word alleged, I'm doing it with a certain amount of cynicism. Okay. And my cynicism is starting to grow the more I find out about this young man. I mean, I said the last time we got together, we got a chance to talk about this. I said, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it yet. Well, there's more and more stories coming out right now that lead me to believe there is something rotten in Denmark, or maybe better to say there is something swampy and smelly coming out of the Potomac. This is a headline from the New York Post today. DC pipe bomb suspect Brian Cole Jr. had secret online life obsessing over My Little Pony. Okay. Now, you're looking at that headline and you're saying to yourself, what the what? Well, that's exactly what I'm saying. According to everything that I have heard so far about this young man did not have the intelligence to pull this off. Now, you might sit there and say, "Oh, come on, what do you mean the intelligence?" I mean, no. That's there's a reason that I'm going somewhere with this. Let me find that exact article because I want to read from parts of that. Give me 1 second here. Oh, come on. Yeah, here it is. Let me pop this up on screen. This is an article by Jacqueline Sweet and Andy Tillett from the New York Post. And we've got the following. The man accused of attempting to blow up both the Republican and Democrat national committees in D.C. on January 5th, 2021, was a highly active My Little Pony fan. Brian Cole Jr. was seemingly obsessed with the toys marketed at young girls, creating art of plastic pony dolls, remixes of songs about them, and writing fan fiction dedicated to them. His works are spread over various social media accounts linked to Cole's email address and phone number. And here's a picture of the young man. He's 30 years old. Cole apparently uploaded 87 pictures of My Little Pony fan art to one forum showing various ponies and unicorn characters. One is depicted with a bionic leg brace, and he appears to favor pink or purple ponies with long, multicolored manes. Now, okay. I set that up to ask you this question. Okay? To ask you this. Does that sound like a hardened criminal who would be willing to create a bomb for the express purpose of injuring or killing people? Now, I'm sorry. From everything I've been told about this young man, he's 30 years old. I don't know what term you want to use. Developmentally disabled, on the spectrum, but apparently he has varying mental disabilities such that even though he might be 30 years old, I don't want to put this and be kind to him. He does not have the mental caliber or capacity to do this. He is a person, according to all reports, his favorite activities are walking his dog, a little tiny chihuahua, in the neighborhood every day. Yeah, I mean, Christian, and that's a good point. And that's a term that he is referred to as a brony. Very soft, very creative. Yeah, and that makes it hard to believe. Exactly. TBA says his mental capacity is, yeah, I mean, and that's what everybody said about him, which we got a clip of that here in just a moment. I'm having a real hard time buying this. I mean, matter of fact, the New York Post took it one step further. Here's some more information, and this is from Miranda Devine, great columnist of the New York Post. Headline: Mystery deepens as to why it took the FBI nearly 5 years to finally bust the suspected J6 pipe bomber. I want to read a little bit of this. What we know from court documents and media reports since his arrest on Thursday is that suspect Brian Cole Jr. is a black 30-year-old loner who lives in his mom's basement in the middle-class suburb of Woodbridge, Virginia, a 20-minute drive from Washington, D.C. According to his family, he is borderline autistic and incapable of such crime. In interviews, Cole's grandmother, Loretta Cole, said he is, quote, very naive, almost autistic-like because he doesn't understand a lot of stuff. He, quote, he's slow, he may be 30, but he's got the mind of a 16-year-old. Yet, we are told this alleged criminal mastermind evaded the FBI for almost 5 years. Surely there's more to it than that. Director Kash Patel hinted Friday at a reason the FBI under Biden Director Christopher Wray may not have wanted to solve the case, quote, intentional negligence. Okay, let's stop and talk about this for a second. Look, for my part, I think Kash Patel might have a valid point. He might have a valid point. There's probably a pretty good argument to be made that the Biden administration, or particularly the Department of Justice, the FBI that was headed up by Christopher Wray, didn't want to find out who the pipe bomber was because, frankly, it probably would have implicated some very high-level people in our government. That said, however, I think these are two separate issues here. I think Kash Patel's got the wrong guy. I absolutely think he, Dan Bongino, the FBI, they've got the wrong guy. Okay? They absolutely have the wrong person. Lana says, it's possible he's a patsy. I don't doubt that. I know that it's possible he's delayed. My son is 20, still believes in Santa. Yeah, exactly. I have a very hard time buying this. Okay, very hard time buying this. I'm not down with it. And apparently I'm not the only one. Kyle Seraphin, very famous whistleblower at the FBI, was on with Alex Jones today. I want to play a little bit of his comments because he's been looking at all this evidence and he's come to his own conclusions. Check this out.
Well, last night was really good. This is Advent. So it's the Christmas season. Some people say, Christmas comes early. This is more like an Advent calendar where I open up and I get a gift every day and the media gives me something and the FBI is part of it. So they gave us this guy named Brian Cole Jr., and he's a 30-something-year-old black man who lives in Woodbridge, Virginia, or did live there until he got picked up by the feds. And Alex, there's all these illogical things that happen. Number one, I was assigned to do surveillance, as you said, on January 13th and January 14th of 2021 at the door that was next door to what the Blaze found to be their likely subject. And they've withdrawn their story now that this other guy has been arrested, and obviously for legal reasons. What's also crazy is that I almost bought a house that was about 100 yards away from where Brian Cole Jr. and his mom lived. And that's strange. And I've got a friend in the neighborhood who lives about 6 doors down from him. And my friend's wife has seen all the videos that everybody else has seen. This is kind of like, bottom line up front. She's seen all the videos that you've seen of the pipe bomber walking around in the hood, the person that the FBI referred to as POI number 1 in all the documents. And POI number 1 does not walk the way that Brian Cole Jr. walks, according to a friend's wife who's seen him walked literally thousands of times. They've been there for about a decade. And he walks every single day, if not more than one time a day, with a little chihuahua. And he wears red Crocs, and he apparently wears shorts all the time. He has headphones around his neck, and nothing about what he's doing makes him look like he's some master bomber that evaded the FBI for the last 5 years. We're talking about an $11 billion investigative agency that couldn't find, let's just go down the checklist, black guy, autistic, living with mom, using his own credit card to buy bomb parts, apparently, like you said, like a time traveler, or maybe he's a prophet, and then was able to also decide that he was going to leave bombs that were going to do something on the day afterwards, even though he had a 1-hour timer. So maybe he's got telekinesis in his back pocket. And not only that, but he's also a brony, we found out. That was Christmas gift of the day this morning as we opened the Advent calendar. The New York Post reported that he is a fan of My Little Pony. He's one of the men that do that.
Okay, I'm going to stop it right there. And Kyle Seraphin is just going, folks, and And he brings up a very valid point about Brian Cole Jr. And I'm going to see if I've got it right here. Yeah, I do. I have the picture. Do me a favor, and there's Cole in the blue shirt, blue jeans, black shoes. Take a look at the length of his legs. If I had to guess, and again, this is just me guessing, he looks like he'd go about 5'8", 5'7", or 5'8". He's not a particularly tall person, but the thing that I'm looking at are the length of his legs. Okay. Now I say that to make this point, and someone else actually made it for me. And again, it was Kyle Seraphin. I would think, and this is his quote, I would think that a gait analysis would be pretty easy either to rule him out because his legs, I would say, are uncommonly short. Now, if you've ever seen pictures of the J6 pipe bomber that they've got on video, not that this person, I would argue, is necessarily the tallest individual I've ever seen, but Kyle Seraphin's got a perfectly valid point. There's no way, there is no way in the world that this Brian Cole Jr. could possibly be the J6 pipe bomber. Or at least, let me rephrase that. On the basis of the videos that we have seen of the J6 pipe bomber, okay, that person's in a hoodie, clothing, everything else, there ain't no way Brian Cole Jr. could be. Just looking at the size of his legs and comparing that to, can I find one moment? J6. Bomber video. Hold on a minute. There ain't no way. Does that even come close to looking like that would match up with Brian Cole Jr.? Seriously. I'm sorry. There ain't no way. There's no way. Matter of fact, here we go. Here's some more. Watch this. Look at the way this person walks. Okay. Distinct stride. Looks like long legs. You're probably talking about a person, I don't know how tall they'd be, but I'm sorry. There's no way. There is just no way. I'm not buying it, guys. Forget it. There's no way that this kid could be it. None. And by the way, I don't think I'm the only person who's starting to feel this way. Again, from Kyle Seraphin. Word in D.C. is that the White House, quote, isn't buying it with regard to the autistic live-at-home 30-year-old man who confessed to dropping the bombs. When this blows up, it could take down the DOJ and the FBI management. You know, to that end, here's something to think about, and I don't think some people in D.C. are considering this. Look, I'm no lawyer, but I can look at this stuff on its face, and based on everything I've seen so far, getting an acquittal for this kid, and I shouldn't call a 30-year-old adult a kid, but he is. I could get this kid an acquittal, and I'm not even a trained lawyer. It wouldn't take much to punch that many holes in the argument. And remember, all you have to do is present reasonable doubt. I don't think this kid's going to see a day in jail, nor should he. And if I were a self-respecting judge, I'd throw this thing out. I really would. There's just no way in the world this kid. Yeah, Gypsy, I totally agree with you. I totally agree. I mean, this is madness. I mean, look, I consider the people in this audience to be very smart, very intelligent. You guys are you could school me on all kinds of stuff and have. Okay. I did hear Kyle Seraphin say this, and I wouldn't be surprised if it happens sooner rather than later, because I'm telling you right now, if it turns out, which I think is a very strong probability, if it turns out that the FBI arrested and detained a 30-year-old autistic black kid trying to convince America that he was the January 6th pipe bomber and try to railroad this kid into jail on the basis of some very, very, very shaky evidence. Oh, merciful God. The grief that the Department of Justice and the FBI and the Trump administration in general are going to get over this, the backlash would be enormous. I mean, lay aside the legal issues for a moment. Let's just talk about the politics and the optics of it. This is going to look horrible. Absolutely horrible. Well, I mean, this is a good question too. You know, they seem to think, I mean, I still go back to Steve Baker's analysis for theblaze.com on the basis of a gate analysis, which, by the way, you know, you might be asking the question, well, how strong is a gate analysis? How good is it in a courtroom? Well, according to Robert Barnes, gate analysis has been used by itself to convict people or get them or prove their innocence. It is extremely powerful analytical evidence. Steve Baker at the Blaze, on the basis of gate analysis, how the person strode that day on January 5th, 2021, they were able to determine in their mind who they thought the J6 pipe bomber was. And it ain't this kid. I mean, I'm telling you, if I were Trump, I'd be calling Bondi, Bongino, and Patel into the Oval Office, look them in the eye and go, you better tell me right now what you've got. You better convince me of what you got. Because if this goes bad, all of us are in the soup. Are you sure you've got the right person? This has the potential to blow up in their faces like you would not believe. This could get bad real fast. I just one more clip. I've got a clip here from a journalist named Corinne Clifford. She works out of Washington, D.C. I got a 3-minute video here. She interviewed the mother of Brian Cole Jr. I thought you might want to hear what she's got to say.
So my name is Corinne Clifford. I'm a very serious, independent journalist. If you know the work that I do, you'll understand where I'm at right now. I am in the neighborhood in Woodbridge, Virginia, where the alleged pipe bomber lives. I'm not doxing anything. It's a very cute neighborhood. And guess what? I just spoke to his mother, Delicia. And she's got a beautiful name, Delicia. And she's a beautiful woman, and she and I just cried together because she says that her son is innocent. I didn't tape record her. I didn't videotape her. I didn't set her up. I wrote a letter. I gave it to her. I gave it to the neighbors. If there's any information, everyone can call me and text me at 917-287-1314. But I want you all to know I live for Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. And if a black man is accused of something he didn't do, I will spend the rest of my life on this news story. This is very banned and censored, dangerous news now. I don't know all the facts because I was told by journalists like Steve Baker 2 months ago that the pipe bomber was a white all-American lesbian female who allegedly works for the CIA. But I just knocked on Delicia Cole, the mother of Brian Cole Jr. I just knocked on her door. She answered and we cried together. So I'm not exploiting the situation. I'm telling you that I'm on the scene here in Virginia, in Woodbridge, Virginia. I'm not going to dox the address. I'm not going to get into this more, but if you can see my face, I take this very seriously. And I want you to understand that my journalism is real. I am here with someone that helps me a lot. He's a beautiful black man named Ethan. I don't want to dox him, but I do have a bodyguard with me and I have other people. One of the neighbors in this neighborhood threatened to punch me. A white man threatened to punch me. Another white man took my information and said if he had information, he would tell me. But Brian Cole Jr. has a dog that he takes really good care of. He keeps to himself. He's around 30 years old. Allegedly, he's autistic. I asked his mother, is your son a Trump supporter? Are you a Trump supporter? Of course, she wouldn't answer me, which I take as that they're not Trump supporters. But what I told her is that this time last year, I had, 2,158 American patriots arrested. And if her son is innocent, I will go to the ends of the earth to help him. She doesn't know what jail or prison her son is in right now. And I gave her a little bit of help in that direction. But this is a really serious news story. I'm not trying to look glamorous. I'm not trying to say I'm cool. My name is Corinne Clifford, and I do very, very serious news. And the backlash for this is going to be very serious, so stay tuned.
And for my part, I agree with her. The backlash on this is going to be serious. I'm not buying it. I am not buying it. I don't think this kid is it. I think that the FBI and the DOJ are trying to find somebody to pin this on and get out from under the scrutiny of other issues that are weighing them down right now. And like I said, if it turns out that I'm dead wrong, okay, fine. I have always told you guys, I will come here and flat tell you, yeah, I'm wrong. I don't think I am. If I can sit here and poke holes in this, not being a trained lawyer, just on the basis of what I see in front of me, then there ain't no way in the world this kid can't go into court with a good lawyer and be proven innocent. Yeah, I think that's a fair point. Some of what she said was just completely over the top. But yeah, Lana, you may be right, honey. You may be absolutely right. You may be absolutely right. I'm not buying it. I'm just look, none of it adds up. And plus, there's something that Kyle Seraphin brought out, and I haven't really touched on this very much, but he brings up a very good point. So let me get this straight. This 30-year-old kid constructs these pipe bombs and puts a timer on, a 1-hour egg timer on each bomb. Okay. Yet he plants the bombs the night before. In other words, he puts supposedly the January 6th pipe bomber places these bombs on January 5th. The bombs supposedly are supposed to go off on January 6th. How are they going to go off with a 1-hour egg timer when he's planning them more than 1 hour ahead of time? Somebody explain that one to me. I don't get that. I do not get that. What's he doing? Like he's got some kind of automatic twister thingy that, you know, makes it go back to 60 minutes again? I don't understand. Somebody explain that to me. I don't get it. I do not get it. I mean, folks, I am just not buying it. It doesn't make any sense. Again, if I'm wrong, I'll come here and tell you, but I'm not buying it. I am not buying it. Anyway, no, I just thought I'd bring you some updates. Just thought I'd bring you some updates about what I found. And I'll tell you what, we'll move to a different compartment of the train real quick because I know we're coming upon a certain amount of time in the evening here. You'll notice that one of the things that I had on my in the title for tonight's live stream is Trump and the GOP. I don't know if you guys have heard the news or not, but there was a runoff election in Miami tonight. Okay. Now, you think Miami, Florida, you think, oh, okay, there's a lot of things about it you can believe, but there's one thing that's consistently true about Miami. Miami hasn't had a Democrat mayor in years until tonight. City of Miami's mayorship flips Democrat for the first time in 3 decades. Eileen Higgins defeats Trump and DeSantis endorse Emilio Gonzalez in tonight's runoff election. It's not even 8:05. Polls probably closed an hour ago. And Eric Dougherty posted this. Wow. 15 minutes after the polls closed. Now, I say that to set up what we're going to watch next. So Donald Trump is at the White House the other day, and he got caught on a hot mic. And I don't know if you guys have heard this or not, but check it out.
Hey, Jeff, you know I cannot appoint anybody. Huh? I can't appoint anybody. Everybody I've appointed, their time is expired. And then they're in default. And then we'll lose.
Now, if you didn't hear what he said, it basically went like this. Everybody I appoint, their time has expired. He can't get anybody through. Well, that's the fault of the GOP Senate. The GOP Senate will not get rid of the filibuster. And I know that the Trump political operation inside the White House is trying to course correct. I know that. Well, there's a good question. There's a real good question. No idea, my dear. No idea. But apparently the GOP has a plan for how to win next year. And I thought you guys might be interested in hearing this. Susie Wiles, the chief of staff to Donald Trump, had the following commentary to make. Check it out.
He's going to have a fun next year, but we're going to put him on the campaign trail too. Typically, just a little bit of campaign speak, if I may.
Yeah.
Typically, in the midterms, it's not about who's sitting at the White House. It's you localize the election.
Right.
And you keep the federal officials out of it. We're actually going to turn that on its head.
Good.
And put him on the ballot because so many of those low propensity voters are Trump voters.
Yes, they are.
And we saw a week ago Tuesday what happens when he's not on the ballot and not active. So I haven't quite broken it to him yet, but he's going to campaign like it's 2024 again.
Oh.
Now, let's talk about this for a second. I don't necessarily disagree with the strategy. The strategy makes sense. And by the way, it's been utilized before. Probably the the most successful example of it that I could think of is 1994 with the Contract with America. The House Republicans took an election that under normal circumstances is all about local issues and local congressmen, local congresswomen, etc. And they made it about national ideas. Picked up 54? Yeah, 54 House seats in that election. And it was probably one of the most successful things I've ever seen. So I don't necessarily disagree with the strategy. There's just one problem. You're trying to, I don't want to word this. You're trying to sell damaged goods. Now, what do I mean by that? You're trying to convince these low propensity voters, okay, who voted for Donald Trump on the basis of the things he said he would do. We're going to release the Epstein files. We're going to take down the corruption in Washington, D.C. We're going to do X number of things, which up to now haven't been done yet. And the two biggest things that have been done run contrary to why people voted for him in 2024. I'm going to release the Epstein files, and we're not going to get involved in more foreign wars. And the foreign wars we are involved in, we're going to end them overnight. Ukraine being the best example. Okay. I think it is to say it charitably, the Trump administration botched the release of the Epstein files. They botched how they handled it. Trump himself insulted his own voter base by telling them that they weren't MAGA and that he didn't want them in his coalition if they wanted these files released. We went and bombed Iran on behalf of Israel. So those are two, I mean, lay aside everything else, but those are the two biggies right there, two really big items. So now, all of this having happened in the first 12 months of his administration, you're going to put him on the campaign trail next spring, next summer, next fall, trying to convince people, hey, vote for our guys because you know what? We promise we're going to do it this time. Really, we'll keep the football in place and you can kick it. You know, Charlie Brown and Lucy, we're not going to move the football on you. If you come up to kick it, it's going to be right where it needs to be. I don't know how successful that argument is going to be. I mean, will certain economic factors be better next year than they are now? Good possibility. I mean, you will have some of the effects of the one big beautiful bill, income tax refunds, various things happening, etc. Is it going to be enough that people take notice of it in time for November 2026? Don't know. Do not know. TBA says, is it Trump's fault that the courts and Congress stepped in the middle of the Epstein files being released? Just curious. Hold on a minute. Here's where I disagree with you. Okay. I will make an argument. The Congress never would have had to have stepped into the middle of this if Trump would have found a coherent and uncomplicated way of releasing the files. I mean, all the power to release the Epstein files rested solely with Donald Trump and his administration. Okay? All they would have had to have done is figure out a coherent, uncomplicated way of releasing the information, those files, and put it out there and not attack your base doing it. again, I don't disagree with the strategy of trying to nationalize the election, but what issues are you going to have that you're going to run on? And my question is, and again, there's a lot of time between then and now, but there's not that much time either. People's minds are already starting to be made up. I guess my big question is, what has Trump damaged himself so badly with what's gone on in the past, say, 4 or 5 months? Let's say from April till now. So you figure May, June, July, August, September, October, 7 months, 6, 7 months. Has he damaged himself so much in the past 6 or 7 months that it doesn't really matter what he says? They're still going to lose the House, which, look, even if they didn't nationalize the election, you could probably make a good argument they're going to anyway. I don't know. Anyway, let's get back to the rest of this clip. See what Madam Chief of Staff has to say.
For all these people that he helps, he doesn't help everybody,
Mhm.
but for those he does, he's a difference maker, and he's certainly a turnout machine. So the midterms will be very important to us. He'll work very hard to keep the majority.
Yeah,
in the
we
Senate.
can't afford to have this
Cannot.
stalled.
No.
And one of the things I keep telling people, and I'm sure we're going to talk politics. I got to talk this. I am so frustrated with all of the people that gave abundantly to organizations like ours and others over the last 4 years to make sure that we won. And our objective was threefold. We didn't just want the presidency. We wanted the House, we wanted the Senate. And we were very strategic on where we went, how we focused to get those moms out. And now it's like they're all sitting on their laurels and going, "Oh, we're good." I'm like, I don't
President
think you
Trump,
realize how
he's
good
got
we
it.
aren't.
Yeah.
And this with swipe of a pen and one election can change everything.
And the majorities in both houses are so
Yes.
small.
Right.
They are.
This is a good Senate year for Republicans. Every 2 years is what it is for House members. So there's candidate recruitment. The president started raising money for the midterms the day after the election,
Good
and
for
he's sitting on a huge war chest to help these people.
Oh, by the way, speaking of war chest, from what I hear, Act Blue raised $500 million in the third quarter of this year. So all this talk about the war chest that Trump's sitting on, I don't think the money is going to be the issue. The Democrats, and more particularly the activist groups, they'll match Trump's money. It ain't about money next year. It's about issues. Anyway, back to the rest of the clip.
And he'll use it, and he'll use himself, and he'll use his money that he's raised, probably his money too, and nobody can outwork him. So
That's
there's
it.
every reason to be confident, but we have to actually get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah, but problem is, I don't know that you can sell the kind of product you've got right now. I believe it. I believe it. And the thing is, and this goes back to Epstein. This all goes back to Epstein. If Trump doesn't have the reaction to the release of the files that he did, then a lot of what he's going through right now in terms of problems with his base, he wouldn't be going through. Now, am I going to sit here and tell you that I've got the be-all and end-all answer for how he should have done it? No, not necessarily. But how he did it, how he reacted to it, how he talked about it, just destroyed people's confidence in him. I don't have any clips from the interview, but I wish now I'd put them together. Marjorie Taylor Greene did an interview with 60 Minutes. Okay, her choice. And I think it was Leslie Stahl who did the interview, asked Marjorie Taylor Greene, how did people feel? They're like betrayed. There are big warning signs. I think this mayor's election down in Miami, I mean, look, they haven't elected a Democrat mayor in 30 years. We're talking about going back to the 1990s. I don't know, man. I don't know. Very scary stuff. Very scary. Very scary. All right. One more thing. We'll go ahead and bring the train into the station a little bit early. And this is dedicated to Zippy, who unfortunately is not with us tonight. But I thought you guys, this was sent to me, I believe, by WWG1, and this is rather cute. I saved it to the end because I know YouTube's going to pop me for this one, but hey, I think this is worth it. For all of you folks who own cats, you're going to appreciate this perhaps more than anybody else. And with that, I hope you enjoy. Okay, I have demands. I have demands. Hilarious. Okay, hang on, folks. Hang on. We will most certainly share that link. One moment, please. All right, it's on the Rumble side, and it is now on the YouTube side. There you go, folks. Now, like I said, WWG1 sent me that one, and I thought it was absolutely... Oh, that's the wrong link? What? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, no. Hold on.
It's
Let's try that again. Okay, I see what you're saying, TBA. Hang on. All right, there it is. Okay. There it is on the Rumble side, and there it is on the YouTube side. Sorry about that, folks. Sorry. But there is the link. It is a YouTube short. And I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Okay. We're going to bring the train. We're going to bring the train into the station early. Let you guys have a rest of your glorious Tuesday evening. Anyway, we'll be back this Thursday night, 7 p.m. for the newsroom. Anyway, just some various thoughts, stuff like that. And yes, we are on for Thursday. We are most certainly on for Thursday, 7 p.m. Absolutely, we are. All right. You guys have a great rest of your Tuesday evening. Thanks for stopping by. I genuinely do appreciate it. And remember, fa la la la, la la la. Love you guys very much. Have a great rest of your night. We'll see you Thursday evening. Bye-bye.